Why, hello there, A Knight's Tale here. Today I'm bringing you an unboxing, and I hope this finds you very, very well. So I did a thing. I bought a knife. Crescent Edge knives. This is my first one from this company. This is definitely not the budget knives that I've been doing recently. I've been doing a lot of budget knives recently, and frankly, they've been really good. I opened this knife actually with the Civivi Placoid here, and hey dog, how you doing? I don't know what that was, but sure. I would normally have the box here and cut it open, but it came in this, and that has a lot of information on it. So that's you can see. So I distilled it down to just the box. So I'm just going to open this for the first time, get in there, and see what we got here. This is the latest design from Crescent Edges, and I have to be honest, this is the first one, like I said, from Crescent Edge. Right on their website, there's something that I don't love. It says, basically, straight up, at least they're straightforward with it, every model of theirs is a one and done. They do the run, it sells out, it's gone permanently. I mean, I guess that's fine. Maybe it's just me, but I feel that's, like, regardless of the popularity of the model, regardless of the call for it and desire for it, doing things that way right up front just sort of, I don't know, you're just eliminating any possibility of it out the gate of doing more runs, and that could, I don't know, artificially inflate them a little bit, maybe? I don't even know what I'm saying. It just feels strange to dismiss any possibility of that. Because I'll be honest, and maybe this is partially biased because there was one of the models, actually both of the models two of the models, they've done four. The first two models, I was hoping to get my hands on. It just never materialized, and I didn't put enough, like, focus on trying to get one because I didn't realize that, oh yeah, they're just gone now. I don't know. I kind of hope for maybe a second round of at least one of them, but I guess I'll have to track them down eventually. Maybe. Or I'll try. Or probably not. Who knows? But this is their most recent model. Let's get in here. I've been talking too much. This is, and I apologize for that. I didn't even realize I just him and hauling. This is the Crescent Edge. What's it called? Object, I think? Celestial. No, it's the Celestial Meteor in Damasteel and obviously crystallized titanium. This one is called the Meteor out of the variants, and I think that's 2 out of 20. Yeah, they only did 20 of these, I'm guessing, in this one and this one, because these were the expensive ones. So the regular ones, it looks like they only did 60 of each variant, and 20 of these. Yeah, that is very limited run. That's probably what's inflating the price here. It's a small batch. That makes a little bit of sense, but we'll mention that in a second. The Meteor. I don't think this should be called the Meteor. I think this should be called the Comet. The ice trail and the white of the comet just feels like the Comet name would fit it more than a meteor, but okay, fine, sure, whatever. The dark matter was same Damascus here, which is pretty attractive, pretty close to being full polish. It's sort of like a semi-polish over this very deep etch, which is nice. The other one was the same thing, but DLC over top of this with the semi-polish. But the handle was just plain DLC. There was Zircutai, maybe. Yeah, it looked like Damascus or Zircutai, probably. Probably Zircutai. Hardware, this one has just a plain clip. That stands out a little bit odd. Whoa, that clip is tight. Yeah, that's a thick, thick clip. Why is that clip that big? That clip does not need to be that big. They could have slimmed that down and gotten a not quite as... It's pretty darn tight. Well, it does have decent flex, but it comes to a point there, so it's not very fun to do with your finger. But yeah, that's actually probably not as bad as I think. It's mostly just due to the fact that... wait, is there a... What in the world? Well, that's an odd decision. There is an indent in the upper part of the frame, this part of the frame out here, for the clip. It's not deep enough that I'm going to say it's going to... Yeah, you can see it right there. Kind of. It's not deep enough that I'm going to say it's going to make the clip hard to get in and out. I just don't know why that has to be there. That's a strange decision. You're just creating additional edges. Okay, sure, that... It might eat up your pants then. I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. I've never seen that before. Normally people go to lengths to eliminate that kind of indent. Strange. But, where was I? Celestial object, or celestial meteor. I'm going to call it the comet because, well, yeah. It should have been called the comet. Okay. So the crystal tie looks pretty darn nice. Pretty darn good, in fact. Lots of weight reduction. It is a titanium frame lock. I thought the entire thing was textured. It's only textured up here. This is down here flat, which is interesting. Sort of crescent moon pivot. That seems to be what they do. I don't like where they put the logo. I hate when they put the logo down there. Especially when they have up here that they could have just stuck the logo for the opening position and had it disappear in the closed position, had it disappear in the open position. Didn't need it down there. That kind of kills it a little. Honestly, if this had said Crescent under there, like some companies like to put their name underneath their logo, if this had also said Crescent under there, I probably would send this knife back, believe it or not. That would just bother the crap out of me. Maybe I'm picky about that, but woo, that just, that would have bothered the living hell out of me. So we got a Tonto blade shape. Is that... Yeah, there's a slight curve to it. The Tonto up here. It's not perfectly straight. Definitely not. In fact, let's see. Where's something I can use that is perfectly straight? Why, I have this that is relatively straight. Let's see. Yeah, there's some definite curve to that Tonto. So, not an Americanized Tonto, not your standard one. It is hollow ground. Stop pin is attached to the blade, and the sharpened draw and plunge grind is not great. It ends like right here, right before the edge termination. So that you can cut in more or extend this out a little bit if you really need to, which is fine. There's jimping down here. Does this actually do anything? Provides tactile feel. Like, I know it's there. That's better than some. I mean, a lot, honestly. This jimping up here doesn't really do a ton either. So the jimping's kind of just, well, yeah, it does work for the front flipper. It is a front flipper as well as a reverse flicking. Can I also... This is a very interesting step pattern here. You'd think they would have the steps going kind of the other way, so when you reverse flick, you get like some grab, but the steps the way they are step down this way, and they kind of, I guess, guide your finger into for the reverse flick. But because they're stepping away from you, how's it? Can I get it if I go really low? Kind of. It's not super satisfying, but... Okay, yeah, you can get it, but you have to go real low. Up here. No. I have to go way down here, and I can throw it out. Ooh, got my nail there. It's like going down to this part of it. Then you can throw it out. That's pretty darn low. That is not much of a very good thumb flick, I'll be honest with you. So this is predominantly a good reverse flick and front flipper. It is on bearings. It is very nice out of the box. We are perfectly centered. And is there any... No, there's no play. I like that. Not quite drop shut. Let's see. Does it need... How much of a shake does it need? Very little. It might get drop shut. Very, very good action. Very solid, very good feeling. I really like the Damasteel, though I do kind of would like to see maybe slightly even more polish over this heavy... Well, maybe too much more polish would start affecting the fact that this is so deep etched. I don't know. It is... Yeah, it's pretty darn good as it is, I'll be honest with you. It's pretty nice. The one thing that's not so... Well, the clip is one thing that's not so nice, is the price point. But if this is 2 out of 20, that kind of makes sense. This is a $715 knife. And this is, you know, just a titanium frame lock with Damasteel, which, yes, Damasteel has price, but you can get Damasteel, deep etched Damasteel like this. What? I think the Sharp by Design had a very similar deep etched Damasteel to this. That I have was $550, $600. And that one had contouring and, you know, Zircuti inlays and the clamshell construction. It just had a little bit more. In fact, hold on, I'll show you. Share. That's the Mini Evo that I have, with a similar deep etch, semi kind of polished clamshell construction, Zircuti inlays and everything like that. And this knife was cheaper than this knife by a decent margin. I think it was this even? I think it was around $600, maybe $620. Maybe I'm completely misremembering and it's $650, but still, that'd be $65 less than that. And yeah, there's crystal tie, but I mean, Zircuti inlays with contouring going on feels like it would be considerably more expensive. Than crystal tie. I mean, we're seeing like Remet on some of their knives and stuff use crystal... What are you doing, dog? Crystal tie on knives that are in the $250 range. So I'm not adding a lot of value for that. But so it feels a little expensive. But if they only did 20 and they have no intention of doing further, again, that could feel a little like false inflation-y, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's right on where it's supposed to be. Don't know. It's definitely an interesting knife. It feels like there's a lot of handle for the blade. Is there? A little over 3.5 inches. 8 1/4 overall. No? Okay. 4 3/4 on the handle. It's not. It just... I don't know if it's because it gets so wide back here. It just feels like there's a lot of handle to blade. The ratios aren't bad. Lock bar access is pretty good. It's not bowled out, or it's not cut back, but it's bowled out really deeply. And you can definitely get it from the side. It does feel a little bit better to come in slightly diagonal, because you can catch it with your fingernail up higher, but it's good. I don't love that the This is getting into the extreme nitpicks in my personal taste. But when a knife has its here's the edge, or the orientation of the knife. It's straight here. I'm not fond of when the blade edge inclines up too much. See how it's kind of going up outwards? Because it orients okay in the hand. It's kind of reasonable. Flat push. But, flat push. What am I trying to say? Okay. You've got your spine here, and the blade is not parallel with... The blade edge is not parallel with the spine. It inclines upwards, like it's a... the angle gets... Blah! Oh, wow, I'm trying. The angle is too acute. Right? The edge goes sort of up the further out the blade it gets. That tends to, I like it when it cants the other way. When you have a forward cant to the edge, it just captures and sticks in material better and tends to cut a little bit better in my experience. That's what I'm trying to say. Failing so miserably. Hopefully no one's still watching at this point in the video, because this unboxing is taking a while. The edge is pretty good. It's a little more bitey, a little bit better feeling. I mean, it's definitely a production edge. It's not super aggressive or anything like that, but it feels very, very good. Definitely feels sharp. Huh. The tip has a little bit of a weird deformation. Oh, there it is. Ah, you can see it there. I don't know if that's burr or what, but right at the tip, there's a little bit of a scurry up. Now, so I could probably just touch that up, but the rest of the edge feels really quite good, like better than average to that. It's kind of strange, but hey, whatever. So, Celestial Meteor / Comet, as I'm going to be calling this permanently, because that's what's stuck in my head. It's really cool. It's really nice. It feels a little bit more expensive than maybe it should, just a tiny bit, but I do think the ultra small batch kind of nature of this thing, the fact that they're only doing 60 of the regular ones probably, and 20 of the special ones, mixed with, the deep edge semi-polished Damasteel, is probably what's pushing this price point up as high as it is. I like it. Is it good enough to go into my top knives of 2025? That's the question. What are your thoughts on it? Because while I like it, it's definitely super expensive. And compared to this knife, which is the High Grain Designs DeVille, this knife is going into my top 25. Super thin. It's also, the standard version of this is in MagnaCut. This is also in MagnaCut, though it's super thin. It's just, I don't know, it's got some spectacular carbon fiber. The inlay work is actually really, really quite solid. I mean, you can just barely feel it. This is Bestech make, but this is almost, except right here at the edge. You can kind of feel it a little bit, but this would be almost Riot level. Execution on that. And even though it's flat, it's got it just feels like it's got a little bit of roundness to it. Oop, I hit the camera. This knife is going in there because this is fun and cool and interesting and different. And the inlays and everything like that is just, it feels like a really interesting knife. Does this one reach that level, or is it just a titanium frame lock that's been zhuzhed up with, crystal tie and Damasteel? That is the question. Should I put this in my top 5? If anybody's still watching at this point, should I put this in my top knives? I don't think the regular variant of this would go in my top knives. Just the plain titanium and steel. I don't think it would. But there is a PVD Sapphire Blue DLC, or PVE, I said PVD. It's a PVD. It's a Sapphire Blue PVD, kind of like what ProTech does, version of this knife, which is very, very interesting. And then there's this version of this knife, which is also very, very interesting. The question is, does it belong in the top 20 of 2025 if the basic variant of the knife is just, not that amazingly special and interesting to me? Like, this is the basic version of this knife. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts if you're still watching, which I greatly appreciate. If you're still here, consider liking and subscribing, and I will hopefully bring you more. I do apologize for this unboxing that went way too long, but I really wanted to go over this, especially at this price point. We're going to get back to some more budget kind of unboxings, and I don't have anything specifically coming right now, but that's what I'm going to be aiming for, some more budget stuff that's hopefully going to be stellar, like this one. Like, this is just automatically a knockout of the park. In fact, this is almost... This came out in 2025, right? Yeah, this is probably going in that video, too. This is... wow. But, yeah. I don't even have the knife on... Yeah. I'm done. Thanks for watching. See you later. Have a great day.